Meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Chair Hedges,
Yes.
Vice Chair Shu,
Yes.
Commission Member Chuditsky,
Yes.
Commission Member Fiore is absent, Commission Member Hutnick. Thank you.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and Dennis, will you lead us?
Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dennis. Now, the appeal notice, please.
In the event that you disagree with the action taken by the Planning Commission in regards to your application or with any condition for approval of the application which is not a specific requirement of the Norco Municipal Code, you are entitled to appeal such determination or conditions to the Norco City Council, provided that such appeal fee is filed with the City of Norco City Clerk within 10 calendar days after the requirements for appeals, inclusive of payment of an appeal fee.
Thank you. Time for public comments. Do we have any?
I have no public comments, Chair.
Move on to number 2A, which is the Planning Commission minutes. Anyone want to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the Plan Commission meeting minutes from April 8th, 2026.
I'll second them.
Move on to 4A, and I believe this is your...
Hold on, Pat, I got to get a vote.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I have a motion from Vice Chair Shu and a second from Member Chuditsky. Chair Hedges,
Yes.
Vice Chair Shu,
Yes.
Commission Member Chuditsky,
Yes.
Commission Member Hutnick.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous.
Thank you. We'll move on to 4A. This is yours, Eric.
Okay, item 4A is an accessory building use permit, 2024-15. This is a request to legalize an existing 1,542 square foot horse stables at 3341 Kips Korner. This is within the A120 zone. This is an active code case on the site, and it's specific to the proposed accessory structure. This approval by the Planning Commission, if you so approve it, is the first step in the process prior to getting to building and safety. This is an aerial view of the site. The land is approximately 25,700 square feet of land. The existing land use around the site is all single-family residences, all within the same zone, A120. This is the proposed project plans. In the back to the rear is the proposed 5-stall horse stalls with a tack and feed area. And to the right, you see where the animal keeping structures are. This is a zoomed version of the elevations. The highest peak is at 11 feet. The development standards they meet, the height, the size. They do have to cut the existing structure down to the 1542, and they are willing to do that. They have a 5-foot setback from the roof eave to the rear, and a minimum of 25 feet, 5 inches for this side yard. The requested accessory building use permit is consistent with the general plan and the zoning requirements of the zone in which the property in question is located, including the protection of adequate animal areas. The requested accessory building use permit will not have an adverse effect on the public convenience and will not adversely affect adjoining land uses, including runoff and drainage impacts and architectural compatibility. The city of Norco, acting as the lead agency, believes it's exempt from CEQA under Class 32. The planner staff did receive a letter, an email that was received. I believe you all have a copy of it. And there's grading, drainage issues. Excuse me. You know, in the letter that the person does have some issues with. And I do want to stress the fact that there are conditions of approval, if you so choose to approve it, that require the applicant to submit a grading and drainage analysis. And did want to bring that to your attention. And if you so fit to see that additional conditions need to be added, then I wouldn't have an issue with it. So the staff does still recommend approval of Accessory Building Use Permit 2024-15, subject to the attached conditions of approval on Resolution 2026-14. The applicant is not here due to health issues. I'm not sure if the person that wrote the letter is here. But again, if you have questions for staff, I'm here.
Thank you, Erica. Dennis, do you have any questions of staff? Is your mic on?
I'm going to hold my comments for now.
Okay, Jeff?
Yeah, a couple of quick ones. I had raised some concern about the stated size, but I think it was close enough that we kind of resolved that, so I'm okay with that. Has it been conveyed to the applicant the condition of approval number 14, the double fee, that they're
Yes.
aware of it?
Yeah.
Okay. This one I just noted as you're doing the presentation, you're saying that the square footage is being cut down. I guess I didn't get that from the package. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I believe it's about 1,700 square feet, and they're going to be modifying that. They're going to change that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
No questions.
I have no questions of staff either. Do we have any public comments?
I have no public comments.
Okay. Let's bring it back to us. So discussion, and Dennis, you had some concerns?
There seems to be issues on this, and they're brought up in this letter, but it seems to be all code enforcement and engineering to be handling it. So as far as the building goes, I'm within the realm of making a decision on the building itself, but
Correct.
all the rest of these issues as far as grading and whatever, that's going to be dealt with at future when it goes through the building department for permitting. Is that correct?
Yes, and to be fair, I did speak with the person that sent the email, and, you know, they do have legitimate concerns because there is an easement, a drainage easement, and there's some runoff that's coming from the horses, from the animals, and some of it is flooding their property, but it's not going against the natural flow of the drainage. But, you know, they could come to the counter and they can speak with engineering, public works, and, you know, seek some help. Yeah. And I've communicated with the property owner. You know, he does have every Monday manure is picked up. So he is doing that. He has a contract with someone that comes every Monday. So that's a positive thing. And I'd like to stress that communication between the two neighbors would be good.
I'm good.
Jeff?
Yeah, I share Dennis's comment and viewpoint that while valid, these seem to be more code enforcement related, and that it's really not for us to move on these concerns. They should be addressed in the by the correct people who are responsible for them. So I have no additional.
Shannon? No. I agree with, as long as that's reinforced and it will be taken care of before it's
Sure.
approved, I'm fine with it. Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve accessory use building permit number 2024-15, subject to the conditional approval on resolution 2026-14.
I'll second that.
I have a motion from Vice Chair Shu and a second from Member Hutnick. Chair Hedges,
Yes.
Vice Chair Shu,
Yes.
Commission Member Chuditsky,
Yes.
Commission Member Hutnick.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous.
Thank you. We'll now move on to agenda item 4B. Erica?
Okay, item 4B is a general plan conformance determination. The request is a conformance determination for the Orange County Public Works Prado Dam Project, Lower Norco Bluffs Maintenance Easement. The existing project is intended to facilitate the operation and maintenance of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Prado Dam Project. Little background, the Prado Dam is a regional flood control facility that serves Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange counties. The continued operation and maintenance of the dam is critical for the flood risk management, public safety, and as well as water quality. The maintenance easement is existing, and it's necessary to ensure continued access to the facility. Staff is bringing this in front of the Planning Commission so that we can show you that we are complying with Government Code Section 65402, which requires a local agency that plan to acquire, dispose of, or vacate real property or easements for public purposes, that the Planning Division of that city address whether the activity is consistent with the general plan. This item is procedural only, administrative only. Staff did review the current general plan and find that it's consistent with several elements in our general plan. The operations and continued maintenance is consistent with the overall goals and policies of each element. With this, the Planning Commission, staff is recommending that the Planning Commission find the easement is in conformance with the city's general plan and authorize the Exhibit A that was attached to the staff report for signature, director, or city manager.
Yeah, I would recommend that as part of the motion that the Planning Commission go ahead and designate the person that they are authorizing to sign. Most likely, I would say that would be the Community Development Director, Mr. Cataldi.
That's it. If you have any questions.
Shannon?
No questions.
Yeah, I had 3 questions for you that were sent, that was sent previous to the meeting. Just requesting for a clarification from my part. I'll just read it into the record. I want to find out about the easement, if it's currently accessible by the public, and involving the easement, if there's any fencing that is proposed or would be involved. And 3, on the easement, if there would be permanent paving that was involved with the easement. If you could provide data on those. Go ahead.
So I did go to the Director of Public Works and ask if he can clarify these questions for you. And regarding is it accessible to the public? The area is currently accessible by the public. However, it's unclear in the future if that access will be maintained as the city does not own these parcels. And then you're inquiring about the fencing. Due to the parcels being located in the riverbed, the installation of the fencing is not anticipated. And the answer to the last was due to the parcels being located in the riverbed, the installation of asphalt does not see that happening. And again, I did want to stress that this is administrative. It's already approved.
Yeah, no, thank you, Erica. This is an item that Orange County Public Works has the lead and responsibility with the easement to perform such capital projects around the dam area, and also maintenance activities as well. They receive general plan consistency requests from each jurisdiction. Eastville will have one, Corona will have one, County of Riverside may have one, Norco will have one. And so they do this to make sure that they get the proper permissions to perform all their maintenance activities up and down in that Army Corps owned area. So we have no indications that they're constructing any paved roads or any accessible pathways or any fencing to restrict or any gating or anything like that. It's purely maintenance of the habitat in the area.
So I want to make sure that I'm understanding. So the city does not own the highlighted areas, that it's just within the
It's just within
boundaries of
our
the city?
jurisdiction, yeah.
Okay.
Eastville's jurisdiction, Norco's jurisdiction in this immediate area.
I guess the reason why I raised the question is because some of the findings that we're looking to find is that it's consistent with our general plan, and one of it is the access, and that's why I asked, is it currently accessible? And my concern would be if confirming that this easement, is it potential that it now be closed to public access?
No, and I don't know that the rights to that river has granted public access as like open for access to recreate. Those are things that are being worked on by multiple jurisdictions right now. For in the future, if we were to, then there's a coalition of a number of different cities that have those discussions ongoing. But right now, this is purely for just maintenance of the current habitat areas of the riverbed. And so because it's in the city of Norco jurisdiction, it's identified in our general plan land use designation map, typically as open space or a water resource. And so they're just acknowledging, and as a courtesy, telling the cities, we're out here in your area doing this, and we want to make sure the work we're doing as Orange County Public Works is consistent and with the activities of the easement and also our general plan regulatory documents.
Right, thank you.
Dennis, any questions of staff?
Who maintains that easement?
Orange County Public Works is the active operator in there. They do a lot of maintenance. I worked for Orange County Public Works for 5 years. Out in front of the dam, where you get down towards the golf course, where you have City of Corona and also Orange County that meet up, they do all those maintenance activities.
So who is ultimately responsible for actions that happen within that easement? In other words, is it a liability to the city of Norco, or is it who holds the liability of it?
So anytime land is in your jurisdiction, there is some amount of liability. Obviously, if we're not the record owner, then it wouldn't be our primary responsibility. And I will just speak to this agenda item. This really is sort of a legal check the box that the Orange County Public Works is just looking to city to sort of say, this is within our general plan, check the box, move on. It's not necessarily anything other than a courtesy from Orange County Public Works to City of Norco to say, legally, is this within your general plan? We say yes, and it all moves along.
Do you have any public comments?
I have no public comments.
Okay, well, let's bring it back to us. Discussion and/or someone might make a motion.
I will make a motion to confirm that the Lower Norco Bluff Maintenance Easement is consistent with the general plan, and to authorize Exhibit A for signature by the Community Development Director.
I'll second the motion.
My I have a motion from Vice Chair Shu and a second from Member Chuditsky. Vice Chair Hedges,
Yes.
Vice Chair Shu,
Yes.
Commission Member Chuditsky,
Yes.
Commission Member Hutnick.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. We'll now go on to agenda item 4C. I guess this is yours, Erica.
Okay, agenda item 4C is an accessory building use permit, 2025-16. This is a request to allow a 4,800 square foot barn with 12 horse stalls on, or at 246th Street within the A120 zone. Here is an aerial of the site, south of 6th Street. It's a very large lot. It's over 2.5 acres. It's very large. It is in the A120. Surrounding properties are in the A120, all residential uses. On the left side of the screen is a very large site. So I had to give you also a zoomed version of where the barn is going to be located. There is another existing barn that's on the site, and they are going to be removing that. The rear portion of the lot shows where the animal keeping area is, which is in excess of what's required. Here's a view of the elevations. Maximum height is 18 feet. This is the front elevation. Here's a left and right side elevation. Maximum eave height for this structure is 10 feet. A rear view. And the development standards the applicant meets, all of them. They're allowed a structure that's 8,325 square feet. They're having a 4,800 square foot structure. They meet the height, eave, and peak limit, and they're only at a 9% flat pad percentage, lot coverage percentage. And they do meet the setback requirements. These are the findings that do need to be met in order to recommend an approval, and they do meet all three. The requested accessory building use permit is consistent with the general plan and zoning requirements of the zone in which the property in question is located, including the protection of open animal keeping areas. The requested accessory building use permit will not have an adverse effect on the public convenience and will not adversely affect adjoining land uses, including runoff and drainage impacts, and is architecturally compatible. We do feel that it is exempt under categorical exemption per class 32 infill. And with that, I do believe staff is recommending approval of accessory building use 2025-16, subject to the attached conditions on resolution 2026-16. And I believe the applicant is here if you have any questions. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Erica. Jeff, do you have any questions?
No questions, but a couple of typos to be corrected on the conditional approval. The owner's name is misspelled on there. I think it's indicating Smith. And conditional approval under item number 14 is indicating the double permit fee, which I don't think is applicable for this one, unless there's a code case on this that I'm not aware of. But aside from that,
Dennis, any questions of staff?
Yeah, well, we're on typos. The resolution, page 2, item 2, the word submit is spelled wrong. Might as well go for it.
it's a light night if that's all we got.
And another.
That is rare, and I'm busy, and I apologize.
And question I have is, and it may be for the applicant, is this a future commercial facility, or is this going to be strictly a private? Because the description of it appears to be leaning towards a commercial facility.
I have no information for that, but the applicant is here if you'd like
Please
to.
sit down.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
thanks.
don't have information.
Shannon, any questions?
No.
My question is, do we need to have in the resolution that the building is going to be demolished because it was not in there?
In the resolution, we can. Yeah,
I know sometimes we put it in the
yeah,
resolution.
we can.
It's not mentioned there at all.
Yeah, we can.
And then I'm wondering, can we put something in the resolution regarding that it be used for animal keeping only?
Well, the structure is based on animal use, so all the calculations are based on an animal keeping structure. So that should be the intended use.
They didn't use it for that. It could be a code case.
Okay.
So if there is the application is for animal keeping use, if there is a use outside of that, that would fall within the code enforcement realm.
And would the applicant like to come up and speak? I'll open the public hearing.
Hello, everyone.
Speak into the mic, please.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening. My name is Mauricio Lopez. I'm the architect, engineer of record,
Okay.
and he's the owner.
Okay, did
Go ahead.
someone have a question? Dennis, did you have a question for the applicant?
This facility appears to lean towards a commercial building, commercial, whatever, like animal keeping facility. Is this going to be, at some point in time, going to be commercial? Or is it, what's the purpose of intended? What's your intention?
Forgive me, I don't have much experience here speaking, but my business is located in Fontana, California, and I will never use it for commercial. I do not want to come home to more work. This is purely for recreation, as well as we are part of registered with 3 large animal rescue networks. So we would like to use it for those purposes.
Okay. You're going to be using it for animal rescue?
As well as recreation, primarily recreation, but rescue when necessary or needed.
Okay.
Any other questions, Jeff? Shannon?
On the horse stalls, are they be configured the way that they are on the drawings, or are they gonna be configured differently
No, it's gonna be there according to the plan.
according to it? Because usually you have them where they're like a center aisle, where the aisle is open and you have the horses the stalls are usually built running parallel. The way that it looks like they're running side by, which doesn't make sense to someone that owns animals or has horses.
Well, depending on the configuration of the lot, this lot is very long, and the access is on the narrow side, so it created some, logistical problems with the vehicle traffic if we went that way.
Thank you.
Any other comments you want to make?
No, well, just to clarify, what they do is that, like, if there's a fire and there's animals in distress or injured, then they will bring them there and nurse them back to health and then return them. That's basically what they do.
Okay, my main concern is if it's going to be used as a commercial facility, then just kind of getting a background of what we're going to do there. And just like you said, if you say it's going to be strictly for personal use or whatever you want to call it, then that's,
Personal recreational use.
Yeah.
For
that's fine.
family.
Yeah, that's fine. Just I want a matter of record that we discuss that as far as
No,
turning
I
it
mean,
into a commercial facility.
No, and if you were to try to make it commercial, it will be a cold case again.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any other comments?
I have no public speaker cards.
Okay, all right, thank you. We'll close the public hearing, bring it back to us, discussion and/or motion.
Yeah, I think if they did make a move to any sort of commercial, there'd be code cases, and then they'd have to get through the city with the business licenses and stuff like that. So I'm not really worried about that portion. In terms of just reviewing it for the structure, they meet with our code requirements. I think it's going to be a great facility that I would be jealous of. So,
Do you want to make a motion?
sure. Well, anybody else have comments before I make a motion? Okay. Okay, I will make a motion to approve accessory building use permit number 2025-16, subject to the conditional approval on resolution 2026-16 with the stated amendments, with the typo correction, the removal of conditional approval item number 14, as well as additional condition that the existing corral structure is removed, barn is removed.
Anyone? Second, please.
I'll second it.
I have a motion from Vice Chair Shu with the added condition for the demolition and the corrections to the typos in the resolution, and a second from Member Hutnick. Chair Hedges? Vice Chair Shu?
Yes.
Commission Member Chuditsky?
Yes.
Commission Member Hutnick?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, come down, any public hearing comments or staff, do you want?
I had a quick question. I just wanted to ask, a few meetings ago, I had asked about if we can get a presentation on the current code requirements or restrictions regarding water meter on a undeveloped lot. I wanted to find out if there's any movement, if there's an anticipated timeline on that.
Yeah, we can bring that back for the June meeting. We have staff in-house, largely engineering is a big part of that presentation, and in going through the requirements, and obviously building is too. There's obviously various plumbing permits that be required. The intentions of water meters and as to why a vacant piece of parcel needs a water meter is a big part of the application process, because any city would want to know what is your intent of use and so forth, and we'll get, of course, agricultural uses, proposed, and that's all well. But as long as we have a plan and a clear scope of what those intended uses are, then we can plan for, providing an address to the property, a water meter to the property, and things of that nature. But it does involve a permitting process, which may include irrigation, plumbing permits, electrical permits to run certain things, and depending on the use, it may have some ancillary facilities that are needed, storage of equipment and things like that for any farming type activities. And so we just need a good, clear scope of projects. But it's a little different than a traditional how to get a building permit or a land use permit for a vertical structure. So it fits in this kind of gray space of how to do it. So that's been part of the struggle a little bit for the city and city staff. But at the next meeting, we certainly will have a clear conversation and describe, the steps in the process.
Anyone else want to agendize anything? Okay. Thank you very much.